Ladies and gentlemen, shalom. Shalom. It's so great to see all of you here with us today. I want to remind us, we're talking here this evening so much about 50 years of Jerusalem, Let us to go back exactly 50 years today. Kaf Hei Iyar, 50 years ago today, we were totally frightened. We thought our 2 million Jews surrounded by 200 million Muslims, Arabs who were devoted to kill us, were going to destroy the state of Israel. We were totally alone. We were totally isolated. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory of the 6-day war. If you celebrate Hanukkah 8 days, you should celebrate the victory of the 6-day war for a month. There was never, ever in the history of the Jewish people a greater victory than the 6-day war. And this is something we have to remember. We have to remember that God saved our lives, that God made it a great miracle. So it's wonderful to see so many wonderful people here today, from Israel and from around the world, here with us celebrating this great victory. It's wonderful to be all the people of Arutz Sheva and Dr. Prager and Dr. Brody and the greatest friend of Israel, the biggest Zionist that I know, Mike Huckabee. Wow, unbelievable. We have some wonderful, dignified people here on this table over here. Leah and Simcha and Leah Golden. We have Rebbetzin Melamed, and we have the Rebbetzins of Nashim B'Yarok, Yehudit and Nadia. Ladies and gentlemen, but that 6-day war with that great victory changed the state of the world. Changed the state of the world. And ever since then, history has been every single day we see new historical events. You know, we hear the news and we don't realize what's happening. For the first time ever, there is a plane flying in tomorrow from Riyadh to Israel. Has there ever been an official plane flying in from Riyadh to Israel? Yes. For the first time ever tomorrow, a sitting president of the United States will be visiting the Western Wall. And those people who are waiting for announcements, tell me, is the very fact that he visited the holiest city for the Muslims, he's visiting the holiest city for the Christians in Rome, the Vatican, and on the way he's visiting Jerusalem, is there any other exclamation saying that Jerusalem is Jewish? He's visiting the Muslim capital, the Jewish capital, and the Christian capital. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it's not we that need the embassies here in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is our capital. That's unquestionable. Jerusalem is the capital of the state of Israel, the people of Israel for 3,000 years. It's the world who needs to be relevant. It's the world who has to recognize reality. And they have to say, guys, we are the greatest ally of Israel. Allies respect one another's capital. The world, it needs Jerusalem, because Jerusalem is a message of eternity of God. Jerusalem is a message of eternity of God. At the end of those 6 days, the world changed. We returned to Judea and Samaria. We returned to the Golan Heights. We tripled our size of our country. The time has come for the world to recognize reality, to recognize that Judea and Samaria and Golan and Jerusalem are all one big Jewish state. It's about time. It's about time to recognize Israel's sovereignty over all of these, because this is the bedrock of Judaism. It's about time that we recognize that the Temple Mount is the holiest place in the world and the holiest site for the Jewish people. It's about time we have freedom of prayer on Temple Mount. And, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to thank you all once again for coming here, for praising God for all these great miracles. The miracle that Donald Trump, who said out loud for the first time, it's unbelievable, the person could say, yes, the biggest enemy of the world today is the radical Islam. We've been waiting to hear those words for so many years. I was standing there at the inauguration, and he said it on his first announcement as president. The greatest enemy of the world is the Islamic, radical Islam. And he goes to Saudi Arabia and he calls upon them and he calls upon peace, and he says to them, yes, we're not against Islam, but we're against radical Islam. And this is what Jerusalem stands for. Jerusalem, the city of Shalom. God's name is Shalom. And we, the world, we in the world should recognize it. And if we do it, and that's the big secret. Because when we didn't wait for the world to recognize, to allow us to announce Israel, we declared Israel alone. We didn't wait for the permission of the world to start the 6-day war. We didn't ask permission for the world for all the things. We first put the steps on the ground, and then the world recognizes them. And that's what we have to do. If we recognize Judea, Samaria, and Golan, and Jerusalem as one Jewish state, the entire world will come behind after us. Thank you very much.